Hiya, welcome to LSB Feaster's radio channel and travel corner. This is the YouTube channel that is not about the debate between which is better, Batman or Superman. No! What we do here is we keep great radio from the past alive, and today, it's a radio legend. We're talking about the one and only Gary Owens, who spent a lifetime on the radio in Southern California. You may remember him from his Laugh-In days back in the late 60s. This air check is kind of special. This features him when he was doing his show for Armed Forces Radio and Television Saigon. The name of the show was Gary Owens, the Music Guy. And on this show, he played middle-of-the-road music while doing some of his classic bits and materials, just trying to make the soldiers feel a little piece of home as they were serving during the Vietnam War. I actually found this show in a lot of tapes that I bought. Most of it was junk, but then I found several reels of this show, so I'll post some more of it in the coming weeks. If you like what you hear, give it a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe to the channel, and make sure you smack that bell. When you do, you'll be notified whenever we post anything new. So let's go back to 1967, AFRTS Saigon, and Gary Owens and the Music Guy Show.
For when your love wears golden earrings, then her ears turn green. If they're the same type of golden earrings which I gave to my love, but that was Jimmy Smith. What a great guitar artist he is. Magnificent. Did I say Jimmy? I mean Johnny. Well, Johnny, Jimmy. Let me jot this down so I don't forget about it. There we are. Johnnny. You know, there's a lot to be said about names. Here's one for you. Oliver Evans. Well, that name means nothing to most of us. Yet Oliver Evans has been called one of America's most original inventors. Born in 1755, Evans faced skepticism throughout his 64 years of life. At the age of 14, he had already displayed a consuming curiosity in creative inventions. One day his brother told him of a new game. First you fill a gun barrel with water, then you stop both ends and throw it into the fire. Well, the explosion was as forceful as gunpowder. Using the principle behind this simple pastime, Evans later dramatically improved the steam engines of both Newcomen and Watt, and was convinced that he'd found a way to build a horseless carriage. And this was in 1773. But in eastern Delaware, no one was interested in steam engines or improvements on them. Evans had convinced no one but himself. When he was 25, he purchased part interest in a mill, and soon he'd perfected 5 machines, which combined ran the mill without any human help. The first automatic plant in the world. Delaware millers gathered to gaze in awe at the mill that ran itself, but they thought Evans was crazy and they didn't want any part of this invention. Finally, the state agreed to grant a patent if he could convince a committee that his automatic mill was practical. The committee was impressed by his demonstration, and Evans quickly described his idea for steam carriages. Rocked by this fantastic scheme, the group was certain that he was a lunatic or a little weird. He received the patent, however, but was to say no more about horseless carriages. Slowly his ideas were accepted, and although he died a decade before the first American railroads, he wrote, quote, "Passengers will breakfast at Baltimore, dine at Philadelphia, and sup in New York on the same day." So great was his foresight that now we can substitute London, Rome, and Paris for the 3 cities mentioned. Oliver Evans. There's a name for you. Another great American inventor whose philosophy was, somehow there must be a way. So let's find it. Well, a lot of things are scheduled for the program today. Right now, we're going to check in with the hidden microphone room and switch.
There. Our hidden microphone takes us to a busy used car lot. Can I help you, sir?
Well, I was just looking around.
Well, what exactly did you have in mind?
I don't know. I was looking for something fast in a convertible.
Oh, yes, sir. Right over here. How about this?
Hi.
Yeah, baby, you'll do. Get in.
That's Eddie Higgins, one of the great piano players. He's out of Chicago. And Michelle, one of the Beatles tunes. Certainly a great one that we all love here at the Music Guy program. Gary ran out. He'll be back in just a few moments getting set for a few things. Yeah, I've been suffering amnesia lately since I was kicked in the head by a snarling butterfly out in the garden this morning.
This is your offstage announcer telling you and only you that we at this station have not had one single technical difficulty in, oh, I would say maybe 3, 4. Now, back to the records.
The Ray Charles Swingers on the Music Guy Show, and music to watch girls by. The great Bob Crew tune. Well, I think we'll sort of scamper along here with Robbie Porter. Is a very talented young Australian. He's 24 years old and now living in the United States, and he's created quite a sensation. Here's one of the songs that have caused that recently. I haven't got anything better to do.
She was just someone I knew. I think about her on alternate Thursday, when I haven't got anything better. She's got a problem. If she thinks I need her, wasn't I awfully smart not to fall and break my heart? And when I kissed her, she never moved me. Nothing fantastic, thrilling or new. So if I'm crying, I'm only crying 'cause I haven't got anything better to do.
Lot of soul, that boy, Robbie Porter, on the Music Guy program with Gary Owens. And I haven't got anything better to do.
It's time once again for Child Prodigy. And now, our first finalist, little 7-year-old Jimmy Krellman of Sioux Falls, Idaho. Jimmy! Thank you, Jimmy. And now, our other finalist, little 19-year-old Harold Zookmeister from New York City. Harold!
Oh, McDougal had a farm with a moo here, moo, and a cow there, and a woof here.
Well, friends, it seems obvious who the winner is. None other than Harold Zookmeister.
Thank you, sir, a whole lot.
This is your host, Edgar Zookmeister, saying bye now.
Child Prodigy has been brought to you this week by Zookmeister's Department Stores. This is the Zookmeister Broadcasting System.
Smith. What a great talent he is. His 17 magic fingers. And the age-old musical question, Mountain Greenery, on the Music Guy program. Well, you flip the switch there, huh? On the phonograph, sit back and relax. The room is filled with wonderful music. A smile crosses your face as you listen to your favorite goodies. You might say, sure glad they invented records. Well, in this case, they was Emil Berliner, a great American inventor who knew things could be better, and he made them that way. Born and raised in Germany, Berliner entered the United States in 1870. An amateur inventor without any technical education, he finally obtained a job with the Bell Telephone Company. Using his self-taught knowledge of electronics, he developed the microphone in 1877 and discovered other improvements for telephone service. Dissatisfied with the cylinders used on phonographs at the time, he devoted his energy to the development of a simpler type of recording. Finally, he had his answer, the recording disc, which he introduced to the world in 1887, and then went on to perfect the method of making many duplicate records from one master disc. Now, the basic principles of this method are still used by recording companies today. Realizing the entertainment value of his discovery, Berliner predicted that the day would come when singers would earn large sums of money by having their voices recorded. Emil Berliner, another American with the philosophy that somehow there must be a way. So let's find it.
And now, the nauseous Broadcasting Company presents the underwater spectacular, Voyage to the Bottom of the Lake.
Admiral,
What is it, Dean?
there's a monster aboard ship.
What's it look like?
It looks a lot like the monster that got aboard last week.
You use the electronic shock waves, Dean?
They're gone, Admiral. We used them fighting the monster that got aboard ship 2 weeks ago.
Well, how about punching him in the face?
The monster that got aboard last October smashed both my hands.
Well, then let's crash dive the Seaview. The pressure will subdue the monster.
Admiral, we had to blow up the Seaview to escape a 400-ton killer guppy.
Oh.
This is a rowboat.
But we're underwater.
That's right.
Goodbye, Dean.
Bye.
There we are. Fantastic musical explanation, Tulips from Amsterdam, Charles Calello and his orchestra and chorus, here on the Music Guy Show with G.O. I have a note here today from Bill, who writes, Dear Garish, when are you going to tell the world-famous buffalo joke again? Well, I suppose I can tell it right now if we have time. There are these two buffaloes walking along in a very desolate field. And the one buffalo looks to the other one and he says, I don't care what anybody says. I just heard a discouraging word. Well, I paid $0.25 for it. It really wasn't worth that much, I guess.
Hi, folks. This is your host, Sheldon Watts, inviting you to listen to Hello There, Stupid, the show that gives fabulous prizes for incorrect answers. And our first dum-dum is a young turnip scraper from Ishpeming, Michigan, Dwayne Fimerton. Hi, Dwayne.
Hello, Mr. Watts.
Fine. Are you ready for your question?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Good, good. Now, remember, you get one answer and one answer only. If it is incorrect, you will win a house, a car, and $5,000 in cash. Right. Now, here's the question. What was an often used nickname for American soldiers during World War II? Come on.
Gee,
That's it, GI. You're right. You lose. Sorry. Well, that's it for today on Hello There, Stupid.
Oh, what was the question?
You look back to see if I look back, and I look back to see if you look back to see if I look back to see if you were looking at me. I look back to see if you look back. When you look back, I felt my heartstrings snap and heard a thunderclap and saw the lightning striking at me. Then I stood still, and you stood still. The world stood still, our hearts stood still. And oh, that thrill that suddenly we knew. The very, very moment I looked back to see if you looked back. And you looked back to see if I looked back to see if you looked back to see if I was looking at you. Then I stood still, and you stood still. The world stood still, our hearts stood still. And oh, that thrill that suddenly we knew. The very, very moment I looked back to see if you looked back. And you looked back to see if I looked back to see if you looked back to see if I was looking at you. To see if you were looking at me. To see if I was looking at you. Looking at me. Looking at you. Looking at me.
Well, that's the most excited I've heard Perry Como in a long, long time. And, looking back. I have a friend here at the music guy department who is so relaxed, he makes Perry Como seem like a nervous wreck. Just a moment, I'll wake him up and get him on the show. Well, now he's asleep again. I guess we'll have to do it on a later program. Let me prop myself up over here. There we are. Incidentally, in today's cast, included, Foxy Loxy, Chicken Little, Turkey Lurkey, and Harold F. Pig Jr. in the title role. I'd better put on my costume and get set to run out again, because we're out of time. This is the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.